Today, it's a very exciting day, guys. Very, very exciting. You're going to really enjoy this video. This is a hilarious game I played on my Smurf, but what we're going to be talking about in specific is shoving in lanes. How do you create space by pushing in creep waves? How do you create space by dragging attention to yourself? You might think you already know, but trust me, I just played this game. Okay, I'm going to show you the ranks, right? Got a Divine 5, Immortal, 2200, that's me. Mortal, Divine 5, Mortal, Mortal, Divine, Mortal, Mortal. Okay, pretty high, right? And this is the enemy offlaner. This is the guy I'm going to be comparing to. Milk4, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're a great guy, but you got to push some more lanes. Let's get into it though, right? Basically, I had a bad lane, okay? I had to play 1v2. I even asked for this lane. I didn't play it the best either. I definitely made some mistakes, but I was in a 1v2, okay? So my lane didn't go too well. However, Tides definitely did. He had over 1,000 net worth on me at minute 8. Fortunately, my Storm was doing well. I'll be honest, I definitely got the better mid laner today. But let's get into the game, okay? I do want to talk about creating space on the map and the importance of doing that, like how you can do this and why the enemy team sort of played into my trap to some extent. Why the decisions that they made actually wasted their time. Even if they got kills, not on me. I actually never died this game, which is kind of funny. I probably should have even played more aggressive than I did. But you'll see what I'm talking about. So in this game, I go this meme Vanguard build. This guy literally has 1,000 more net worth than me, but can't trade with me because I have a broken item. But that's Dota right now. Getting to the point, you'll notice that if I skip ahead, and I'm going to be playing this game very quickly, I'm simply just going to push in the top wave basically over and over and over again until I slowly but surely get this tower. I push in the waves. I keep going. Then I can even threaten this tower. I can go on this Wraith King. And obviously, yeah, I haven't done anything. Nothing has really happening. But the big difference starts coming around this point of the game. This is the point of the game where I think the enemy team makes huge mistakes. Mistakes that completely throw their match. They definitely won the early game. Our Weaver's not doing well. I'm not doing well. Yeah, Storm's doing pretty well, but frankly, in the early game, if they catch the Storm, they can kill him no problem. They have 2 points in Frostbite, a Global Silence, and many disables. Right? Many disables. By the way, I don't know why this guy has no point in ulti at level 9. That's... Okay, let's get on to the point. I'm gonna get gone on. Do you think that they should spend the time to kill a Vanguard Abaddon who will have ulti? I'm just holding the point. This is something you do on Abaddon, right? You hold the point so you can pop it as late as possible. Do you think they should gank an Abaddon who has ulti, right? At this point of the game? No! Even if I didn't have a Fissure, right? Even without this Fissure, they wouldn't have killed me. Why? Because they're chasing me with a bunch of dispellable disables. The only non-dispellable disable they have is Fear, Terrorize, if I get caught in it. Technically Wraith King stun, which is barely a stun, it's a 1-second stun. And Ravage, which they don't want to use on, for obvious reasons. You know? And so, they gank me with heroes that don't kill my hero. And this is like one of those things that's really, really hard to learn and adjust per game. Because people just kind of run at the easy kills, right? They run at the easy kills. They want to run at whoever's out of position. I was really far up. I was basically hitting their tier 2 at some point. And so they try to gank me, but it just wastes their time. Now, because of that, my Weaver, who is having a really bad game, won't get smoke ganked. Because instead, what they could have done is smoke ganked into here, into here, into here. They could have killed my Weaver. They could have killed my Storm, right? Because obviously if I'm here, right? If I'm here, Weaver and Storm are going to be somewhere here. Where else would they be? So they could have picked anywhere on the map, walked up, clicked Global Silence, and probably gotten a kill. But they didn't do that, right? And now this Weaver, who's farming on 200 HP, just gets to do his thing. It's nothing crazy good, but he gets to do his thing instead of, you know, dying again. And if he dies again, what's going to happen? He's going to tilt out. He's not going to have any farm. He might even give up. But instead, they ran me top. On top of that here, they keep reacting. Basically, this whole game, they just keep reacting and reacting and reacting. They don't push any lanes. They don't set up on towers. They don't smoke gank, really. I think they maybe did later on. They just reacted. And while reacting has merits, the problem is, right here, what's the problem with them reacting in this case? Right? What's the problem? So they go on me. Okay, this Wraith King's like messing with me. I don't know why. It's him just wasting his time. He shouldn't even bother spawning skeletons on me. He gets gone on. He dies because this guy is an absolute psycho who has no point in ulti at level 10. You should 100% be holding the point. That's... I won't harp on that too much anymore. But now they TP in, right? They TP in. They, funny enough, end up getting a return kill into my Storm. He plays it really greedy and doesn't zip out. Good Ravage, I will admit. Good set of spells. They did burn 3 ultimates, to be fair. They used Ravage, Global, and Terrorize to get the kill, which makes the kill fine, but not as good. But you see what I'm saying? Now let's look at the map. Let's look at the map one more time, okay? This is what people don't understand. They don't look at the map after the kills. They just look at the net kills. This is the problem with a lot of players, and the reason why most players won't get to very high ranks. Okay, they killed me. I mean, they killed Storm. Great. We also killed the Wraith King. Sure, maybe you could argue he shouldn't have died, but neither should have Storm, so that's out of the question. Next, who's farming? Wraith King's dead. Silencer's not farming, right? Willow's not farming. CM's not farming. Tide's not farming. You know who is farming? My Shaker, who has no blink. This guy is pretty useless at this point in the game. You guys know this about your Shaker. The hero doesn't really come online. The hero doesn't do very much, and so he needs a blink. And because they LTB top, he just farms a blink with no contestment, even though he's useless. Basically, any hero on the enemy team could kick this guy out, including the supports. They could kick him out. Think about that. Really think about that, how crucial that actually is to this game. Or a hero who becomes an absolute menace when he gets a blink dagger, but is useless before it, gets complete space 14 minutes into the game. And that's because they TP and they react. Instead, if we go back, right, let's say we go back to minute 11, for instance, right here, instead of running top with this blink dagger, which I guess makes some sense, but they smoke gank the Abaddon. They have a blink reveal Tidehunter, super strong, and they gank an Abaddon. So to be honest, I'll even admit, I'm not having that good of a game. I'm not even high on net worth. I mean, I'm okay, I guess. I'm doing all right. Definitely not feeding, considering I was 2v1ing the lane. I'm doing fine. I'd say it was a decent performance. But with a reveal, not only did they not push in any lanes or collapse on a mid-tier 1 tower, which is valuable, where I can set up for future smoke ganks, makes it harder to TP around the map, vision, blah, blah, blah. I go over this in all of my videos, basically. They gank an Abaddon. They don't push in lanes to set up for useful objectives or useful kills, right? Because let's say they push in bottom, maybe Storm or Shaker would farm it. Then they could kill that Storm or Shaker, transition that into a tower, or at least just kill a more useful hero. Even if they don't transition into a tower, okay, fine, it's early into the game, you can't get a tier 2, whatever, right? Maybe they could get the mid-tier 1. You see what I'm saying, guys? But they make these useless plays. Now it opens up the entire map. Look, we don't want to fight them because our Weaver, he got destroyed in the laning stage. I'm doing okay. I guess we could fight them, but look at their team fight. It's really rough. We don't want to fight into Ravage Global. It's probably not going to go too well unless we get some crazy good catch, right? Maybe onto the Silencer. But you get the point. Getting back to the Tidehunter once again. So he ends up pushing in bottom, okay. So this is sort of what I said he should do. However, do you think he should push in bottom this game? I would say the answer is maybe it's okay. The only problem is when you push in the bottom wave, that's often the safe farm. If my team is playing top, bottom is actually very safe. And so a hero like Silencer, who's not very tanky and having a bad game, should be the one farming it. So then this Tidehunter pushes in the safe farm that the Silencer sort of needs when there's a complete free mid wave. Not only could he also, not take the farm from the Silencer, he could go mid, push in this mid wave, put a little bit of pressure onto this tower, force rotations, and then hopefully get ganked. Yes, I'm saying hopefully get ganked. He's a Tidehunter. This is also why I'm not a huge fan of Blink Dagger Rush in most games. I think it has its utility sometimes if you have to be the initiator. To be fair, this game, that's sort of the case, and so I can get behind it to some extent. But at the same time, I'm a much bigger fan of going Soul Ring, Phase Boots, and a Hood. Because then you walk up, you run around at really high movement speed with good armor, you're pretty tanky because you have Soul Ring stats and a Hood, you're extremely hard to kill, especially compared to a build like this, and then you just get gone on. Similar to what I'm doing. Look where I am. I wanted them to TP and try to kill me. I literally was even talking to my friend in Discord while I played this game. I said, hey, I want them to try to kill me, because then they're gonna waste their time. And even if they do ignore me, maybe I'll get their tier 2 slowly, right? Same thing with the Tide. If he's mid, maybe they could get the tier 2 slowly, but instead, you see the problem? React. Great. Now you're at your tier 2 with no ultimates. Now you're clumped up. No one's farming any waves. You're running out of Abaddon. Look, this is what I even did this on purpose. Think about, look how cool this is. At least in my opinion, it's cool. Maybe that's why I'm a nerd. But, but look at this. I knew they were here. Obviously, I know they're here. They just killed my Storm. But I ran into the Willow. Why? Because I know I can take advantage of these players' habits. I was gonna say P-brain, but that's kind of mean. And you know, they're smart guys. They play a lot of Dota. I probably play more Dota than them, and I study the game much harder. But you see the point, right? Like, I literally run at this Willow because I knew they can't kill me. They're not gonna kill me. I have a Vanguard and a Dispel, and they have a bunch of purgeable stuff. Like, literally, all their heroes can be purged. And so, again, some other heroes that maybe I'd have to be more careful. Maybe there's a Slark. Can't purge Pounce. But look, they cast all these spells on me. Yeah, it's annoying. I lose some HP, but once again, they're not farming. Weaver's pushing in mid, and the Shaker's bottom. And I know this video is very, very, very educational and not a lot of action, but I want you to see the value. I played this game, and like, it really showed me that, like, you know, I'm 0-0-2, and this Tidehunter is 1,000 more net worth than me, and yet I'm playing much better than him, right? Like, that's the crazy part about Dota. Really, it's really the crazy part about Dota. Another thing I'd like to talk about is also the Wraith King net worth. Wraith King is obviously a hero that outfarms Weaver. Weaver should basically never be able to keep on tempo with a Wraith King, especially considering Wraith King was like 1,000 gold up on him at minute 10. However, the Weaver's higher net worth. It's because we kept ganking the Wraith King. When Wraith King wanted to farm top, I was just sitting there annoying him. And to be fair, Abaddon is particularly good at what I was doing. Like, I do wanna give like a bit of a I guess a stipulation, is that the right word, to what I'm doing. When I'm running at this Wraith King top, a lot of heroes can't do that. They'll just feed. And so Abaddon in particular wants to run at people and go into the most dangerous parts of the map. That's what the hero inherently does well, just based on its kit. And so Tide, I mean, Tide does that very well as well. I wouldn't say he does it as well as Abaddon necessarily. So I will say that, like, the Tidehunter making moves around the map and setting up kills is reasonable. Like, I don't want you guys to think that, like, this Tidehunter should just, like, only push in lanes and never try to smoke gank. Like, that's not what I'm saying. You have a Ravage, you have Gush, both very good gank spells. That's fine, right? That's good to do. The problem is where he was doing it. It's not the act of ganking that's bad. If he was to kill Weaver or Storm with a smoke gank, a quick smoke gank, and then instantly transition that smoke gank into pushing mid-wave, that's wonderful. That's better than actually what I could do as Abaddon with the level of farm that I have. But you can see what I'm saying. He didn't do that. Instead, he played right into my hand. Another thing I'd like to discuss is information. And I think I'll talk about this, then we'll go into the last fight of the game and end it there. By the way, guys, go get your GameLeap stuff. If you want to learn more stuff like this, more in-depth videos, just made a video talking in depth about Game 2 of Win and Rain versus E-Boys, where I played PA. Talk about all my decision makings, how I find farm in that game, how I approach the laning stage, you know, every single minute, what goes through my head, and what I'm going to change and adapt to win the match, because it's not easy, right? There's a lot of things that you got to think about and basically adapt to at this level, and this is one of them. So right here, I have Aegis. I griefed. I took the Aegis. My Storm was not happy. He was definitely a bit of a grief. But getting back to the point, I get ganked. Same thing. I said it a million times. They can't really kill me easily. Don't do this most games. Like, look at the map. Typically, what I'm doing right here is like a horrible idea. But this is where playing like thousands of games of Dota and watching so much Dota helps. And it's not that I'm always going to make the right decision. Obviously not. I'm in 5th place in the DPC. I'm not Div 1 first place winning TI. Right, but you know, you see here once again, they do the same thing. They're trying to gank me. They're casting all their spells. But I have a Manta, I have a Solar Crest Vanguard. You know, I'm not gonna die. And so that's kind of what happens. They chase me. They chase me. They chase me. Now, what's the benefit? Because I don't take the tower, right? I don't take the tower. I don't kill anybody. Once again, this allows Weaver to push up into the triangle. Look where Weaver is on the map. He pushes into the triangle. He can farm the Ancients. He can shove bot wave. I can take their outpost. They're not hitting any creeps because they're obviously chasing me. Storm can comfortably TP bottom if that's what he wants to do. He can TP bottom, shove in the bot wave. I can shove in the top wave. And this is because of the information, right? Because they go on me, my team can then basically reset their internal clocks of how long they have before they have to disengage from various areas of the map that they might be farming, which actually ended up happening with the Weaver. And now let's get in towards the later fight of the map. The Wraith King was running at me here. You can see the armor reduction. Oh my god, he was getting shredded by these Weaver right clicks. I felt like it was my job in these fights really just to keep alive the Weaver. I ended up getting feared here. Obviously, I have to run away. I got feared. Tried to avoid the Ravage to purge my Weaver. Didn't happen. But yeah, I'm just going to kite out the fights, right? Continuing to kite out the backline. I tank up this Willow ulti with my ulti. I think it's pretty useful. And yeah, I can kind of just like basically protect my teammates now because I have all of this farm, right? I'm very, very farmed considering my hero doesn't farm fast. Like, literally, Abaddon is one of the slowest farmers in Dota. Like, none of your spells help you farm, really. I mean, you could argue that shield and your E is okay. but it's nothing compared to like Wraith King Skeletons or I would even like argue like Anchor Smash or anything like that, right? It's like the shield is super high mana. Obviously at this point in the game I'm not bad because I have all these items and talents and whatever. But yeah, like let's just even take a look at the CS chart. Look at the CS chart, guys. Like what does this tell you? Right? Yes, I did soak up. To be fair, I soaked up a lot of space in this game. Like I'll be honest, my playstyle is it's like relatively greedy. Because to be fair, as I showed you throughout this video, it created space for people like the Shaker because I played very far up and it opened up our jungle. However, I will say that I do take up a lot of the farm. But if you want to become a higher mark player, you have to learn how to just hit creeps while doing stuff. Obviously, I haven't been AFK. Look at my total participation. I'm not the highest in the game. I think I'm the third lowest on my team in terms of like overall participation. Not that assists and kills are the easiest way to determine or an exact representation of how active you've been. They're not, but you can definitely see that I've been part of 15 kills and 16 kills, and that's quite a lot. It's not like I'm just have been hitting jungle creeps to get this amount of CS. I've been pushing in waves and creating and forcing these rotations you've seen as I've shown you throughout this video, and that's what I'm talking about. It's being able to do stuff. Oh, by the way, I messed up. Oh, that was such a choke. It's being able to do stuff, right? Being able to push in waves, get your farm up without doing nothing, right? You have to farm in the direction of what you need to do. So let's say I want to force rotations, I'll farm towards that area. Let's say I'm playing Weaver or I'm playing TA and I want to Rosh, I'll farm towards Roshan. Anything like that. They're all pretty good examples of this. And even though my team ends up throwing a fight over and over again, enemy team, they like chase me, they just keep chasing me. It's very hard for them to kill me. I end up TPing out instead of pushing in mid and finally establishing some map control, getting down some deep wards and pushing in our waves, kind of trapping us in their base. Once again, they chase an Abaddon for the 18th time this game. And yeah, that's where I'm going to end the video. Yes, I do end up winning this game. We eventually just take a good team fight. I think in this fight here, you can see, I mean, literally I have nothing to fear. I just YOLO in and they all die. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy that. I know it was a lot different than my average video. A lot more talking, a lot more analysis, but if you want these type of videos, I post these type of videos a lot more to the website, right? Like the long form, heavy educational stuff there. So yeah, go tune in and I'll see you there. Peace. And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below and I'm out. Peace.